I'm Karlyn Borysenko. I'm an analyst and independent journalist covering the far left in America, and I want to do a little throwback to back at the beginning of September when I went inside exclusively the Revolutionary Socialism Conference. That is literally the name of the conference. It's called the Revolutionary Socialism Conference, and I secretly recorded a faculty member at Texas State University talking about being a communist and calling to overthrow the government. Well, after I released that clip on the internet, Texas State, to their credit, promptly fired that faculty member. Now, I want to point out that literally 0 Republican politicians spoke out against this faculty member, including Republican politicians in Texas. I reached out to every major Republican politician in Texas that I could find, from the governor to the attorney general to Ted Cruz to Chip Roy to all the different people, and literally 0 Republicans spoke out against the communist faculty member at Texas State University calling to overthrow the government. But still, even then, the leadership at the university saw fit to fire him. This is the coverage from the New York Post. And just in case you doubt that this was because of me, there was an excellent screenshot of me in the article the moment that he called to overthrow the government. Well, what happened after that is he temporarily got reinstated by a court, and then he promptly got fired again, and now they're trying to have one last hearing. There is one last attempt to get this communist faculty member rehired at Texas State University, and later today, because I'm filming this on November 6th, there is actually going to be a group of socialists, and this is actually, I feel like this is a victory lap for me, because I've exposed Tom Alter, I've exposed Imam Abdel-Hadi, I've exposed Jody Dean, I have exposed half of the socialists in this presentation that's going to be live later today, calling to overthrow the government over the years. So it's like a little reunion, but we're going to be watching this live on my channel and reacting to it. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to rally support to get Tom Alter rehired by Texas State University, even though he literally called to overthrow the government. So they've actually put together a committee to defend Tom Alter, and they're asking people to email the president at Texas State University, president@txstate.edu, to offer support for Tom Alter. So guys, what I'm going to recommend we do you want to see the communist rehired at Texas State University? Well, we need to use the tactics of the socialists, guys. Email president at Texas State University and tell them you don't want the communists working there. And you can see here's a little bit more information. Tom Alter is undertaking a formal appeal on his firing at Texas State. On November 10th, a subcommittee of the Texas State Board of Regents will meet in a preliminary review of the case. On November 20th and 21st, the board will rule on the appeal. We need to influence the decision to help Tom win his appeal. The left is organizing to get the communist rehired at Texas State University, guys. We have got to respond to this. This is all I need you to do is send an email. That's it. I'm not asking you guys to leave your house. I'm not even asking you guys to necessarily use your real name. If you want to send it from a fake Gmail account that you set up, that's totally fine. But the communists are trying to get the communist rehired at the taxpayer-funded university. They're putting on a pressure campaign. We have to do the same. And if you are unwilling to send a flipping email to say, no, please don't rehire the communists, we would really prefer you didn't do that, then if you are unwilling to do that, then you are no use in fighting the left at all, and you might as well just go join the left. Why don't you just go, if you're not willing to send an email, then go join the left, because the left does stuff like this all the time. It is our side that does not do stuff like this. So again, you're looking for that email address, president@Texas State, president@txstate.edu. That is where they are sending the emails, guys. We need to start sending emails of our own saying, we would really prefer if you did not hire self-professed communists. And again, just in case you're wondering if this has directly to do with me, yeah, it does. It does. This was an interview that Tom Alter did where he said later on during a break in that session, someone recognized me from a previous conference and asked what it's like teaching at Texas State. Unbeknownst to myself and the conference organizers, this wannabe social media grifter, self-described fascist Karlyn Borysenko, filmed my conference talk and edited the section during the break. Well, that's not exactly true, because if you go over to my Substack, which is Karlyn, KARLYN.substack.com, and you find my original reporting on this, you will find the full unedited version of Tom Alter's remarks, which was sent to the president at Texas State University. They had the full unedited version of everything he said, and so this is, of course, another lie, because socialists always lie, but I do always appreciate the mention. I want to emphasize again, guys, I got this communist completely fired on my own with the help of my community. We reached out to Republicans. I reached out to the Assistant Attorney General of the United States, Harmeet Dillon, who used to follow me She doesn't anymore because Harmeet Dillon is literally in charge of fixing colleges and universities, or so she says on Twitter. What Harmeet Dillon told me was that she was more concerned about my use of capital letters on the term overthrow the government than she was about communists working at Texas State University. I had several conversations with staff members for Ted Cruz. Staff members for Ted Cruz told me that they formed a committee to discuss possibly whether or not they wanted to release a statement, and then they never did nothing. I never got calls back from the other politicians I reached out to, again, including Governor Greg Abbott, including Attorney General Ken Paxton in the state of Texas, including basically every Republican I could think of. And none of them did anything to get this guy fired. And now that the socialists are organizing to get this guy rehired with stuff like this, now that the socialists are organizing to get this guy rehired, Republicans are still not doing anything because Republicans don't fight back when it comes to communists teaching at taxpayer-funded universities in Texas. So it's up to us, guys. It's up to us. We have to put the pressure campaign on, especially if you are in Texas. If you live in Texas, this is more important for you than anyone else. Email president@txstate.edu. We need to counterbalance all of the messages they're going to be getting from the far left, because the far left is doing presentations about this. They're organizing whole committees about this. They have a centralized effort. On our side, we just have me and my community, which should probably terrify everyone. But that's what we have, guys. And so we got to work together. We have got to get the numbers up on our side. We have got to demand that Texas State does not rehire the self-professed communist who is organizing communist activities on the Texas State campus. And again, if you're watching this on November 6th, you can join me for a live stream tonight because we will be watching this little cry fest. Like, I have to say, like, I'm actually really impressed that the communists are so perturbed by me that they got a whole group of them together to cry about me getting them fired on the internet. I mean, listen, is anyone else getting this many communists fired as an independent journalist? I don't think so. I don't think so. I can't think of anyone else. Can you think of anyone else? Let me know if you can in the comments. But until then, guys, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to go into these people's sessions. I'm going to record them secretly. I'm going to put out what they say on the internet. I do not selectively edit anything out of context. The communists like to scream that I do, but they're liars. I don't edit anything out of context. I put the full context out there. And then people can decide for themselves what they think. And if they decide that they don't want a communist faculty member calling to overthrow the government, you know, it happens. If you want to support the work I'm doing, head over to my Substack. That is Karlyn, KARLYN.substack.com. Sign up as a member, $8 a month, $80 a year. You can find the full original story about Tom Alter and his speech at the Revolutionary Socialism Conference and a whole bunch more. And I'm just going to keep doing what I do, guys. Thank you for allowing me to do it for you.